Stop scrolling, because what's happening with Social Security checks on December 18th could directly affect your next payment, and millions of people still have no idea it's coming. Imagine checking your bank account and noticing something unexpected. Two Social Security payments hitting around the same time. Is it a mistake, a bonus, or a scheduling change that could either help you or completely throw off your monthly budget? Today, we're breaking down exactly why December 18 is such an important date, who could see two payments, and what you must do right now to make sure you don't miss a dollar. Here's the critical part. This isn't extra money for everyone, and it's not automatic for all beneficiaries. Retirees, SSDI, and SSI recipients may be affected differently depending on payment schedules, benefit type, and how the calendar lines up this month. If you don't understand how this works, you could assume everything is fine, while actually overlooking a payment shift that impacts January's check. We'll explain the real reason behind the two-payment confusion, how the Social Security Administration schedules December deposits, and the exact steps you should take today to protect your benefits. This information could help you plan bills, avoid overdrafts, and prevent unnecessary panic when your payment arrives or doesn't. And don't worry, we're cutting through the rumors and misinformation to give you clear, verified facts, explained in plain language so you know exactly where you stand. Before we dive in, do yourself a favor. Hit the like button right now. It helps this video reach more people who depend on Social Security, and it tells YouTube this information truly matters. Alright, let's jump straight in. If you've been hearing people talk about December 18th Social Security checks and the possibility of two payments, you're not alone, and you're definitely not imagining things. Every year around this time, confusion spikes, rumors spread fast, and beneficiaries start asking the same urgent question. Am I getting paid twice, or is something about to change? The truth is, December is one of the most misunderstood months in the Social Security calendar, and a small shift in timing can feel like a major financial event if you're not prepared. That's exactly why this conversation matters right now. To understand what's happening, we need to talk about how Social Security payments are actually scheduled. The Social Security Administration doesn't randomly send out checks. Payments are carefully timed based on benefit type, birth date, and federal banking rules. In December, those rules collide with weekends, holidays, and the transition into a new year. When that happens, payments can move earlier than usual, and that's where the two payments confusion starts. For many SSI recipients, this is especially important. SSI payments are normally issued on the first of the month, but when the first falls on a weekend or a federal holiday, the payment is sent early. That early payment can land in late December, sometimes just days after a regular Social Security retirement or SSDI payment. On paper, it looks like two checks close together. In reality, one of them is actually meant for the following month. Now here's where people get caught off guard. When that January payment arrives early, there is no additional payment in January itself. So if you treat that December deposit like extra money and spend it without planning, January can feel painfully long. This is one of the biggest mistakes people make every single year. And it's not because they're careless, it's because no one clearly explains what's happening. December 18th matters because it sits right in the middle of this scheduling shift. Depending on your benefit type and your payment group, this date can fall right before or right after a deposit hits. Some beneficiaries will see money arrive earlier than expected, while others will not. That difference alone is enough to spark panic online, with headlines claiming bonus checks or surprise payments. But the reality is more practical and more important to understand. Let's slow this down and make it clear. Social Security retirement and SSDI benefits are paid based on birth dates, typically on the second, third, or fourth Wednesday of the month. SSI follows a separate schedule. When December rolls around, the calendar forces adjustments, and those adjustments are predictable if you know where to look. December 18th falls close to one of those key Wednesdays, which is why so many people are paying attention to it. If your payment arrives around this date, the most important thing you can do is verify what the payment is actually for. Check your SSA online account, review your deposit description at the bank, and confirm the payment month. This step alone can prevent weeks of confusion and stress. The SSA does not send surprise bonuses without announcements, and they do not double pay benefits by accident. When two payments appear close together, there is always a scheduling explanation behind it. Another issue that causes confusion is how banks process deposits. Some banks release funds as soon as they receive notice, while others wait until the official payment date. That means your neighbor might see money pending while you don't, or vice versa. This difference fuels rumors, especially on social media, where screenshots spread without context. Just because someone else got paid doesn't mean your payment is late or missing. December also triggers emotional reactions because it's tied to holidays, higher expenses, and end-of-year pressure. When people are already stretched thin, any unexpected change feels bigger than it is. That's why scammers also become more active during this time, using payment confusion to trick beneficiaries into giving up personal information. If you receive a call, text, or email claiming there's an issue with your December 18th payment, and this one mindset shift can completely change how stable your finances feel going into the new year. Another thing to remember is that cost of living adjustments often take effect in January, not December. So if you're expecting a higher payment, that increase usually applies to the January benefit, even if it arrives early in late December. That's another reason deposits can look different than usual. Again, it's not extra, it's timing. As December 18th approaches, stay grounded. Ignore sensational headlines promising windfalls. Focus on verified information and your personal payment schedule. The SSA system is complex, but it's not chaotic. Once you understand the pattern, the fear disappears. The key takeaway here is simple but powerful. Two payments close together does not mean two payments for the same month. It means timing shifted. Knowing that protects you from financial mistakes, emotional stress, and misinformation. As we move toward the end of the year, this knowledge becomes even more valuable. You can enter January calm, prepared, and confident instead of anxious and confused. That's the real advantage. Not a bonus check, but peace of mind. If this explanation is helping you make sense of what's happening with your Social Security checks, take a second right now and tap the like button. It helps more people see accurate information instead of rumors, and it tells YouTube this content is worth sharing.